right, TazMayne. Nice to meet you for the first time. Um, we're doing this interview now, and essentially, what I want to talk to you about was a couple of things that's happened in the last couple of months for you. And the biggest thing really is I Hear Sirens Run. And other than the track, can you tell me the backstory with everything that happened with that?
So what's crazy is the song actually never had a story. It was just a crazy sample that I put right before it dropped.
Right.
But now the song does have a story. 3 years later, whenever I decided to drop the song, and I tried to make a promo video, and I thought, since it's I Hear Sirens Run, I was like, I don't mean any harm. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I will confidently go to a police station and get their reaction to it, to do a reaction video. Well, I pulled up in Prairie View near the A&M college, and well, let's just put it like this: Prairie View ain't got that much action going on. So whenever I pulled up, and I was like, okay, so this is how it went, step by step.
Okay.
I parked my car at the police station in the parking spots. I see 2 police vehicles on. I walk up to the police vehicles to kind of look in them to see if there was anyone in it, and I was gonna be like, hey, I have a question. No one was in it, so then I start to walk back. Well, here comes 7 officers walking out of the police station saying, hey, what are you doing by our vehicles? And my confidence went out the window. All of a sudden I got nervous. I was like, so I have this speaker right here, and I had a song I was gonna show you. Are you busy?
Right.
Can I ask you a question? They're like, yeah, we're busy. What do you need? And I was like, all right, I'll just be on my way then. And they're like, no, hold on. You got license and insurance for that vehicle that you're walking to? And I was like, what? I was like, but I'm leaving. I thought you were busy.
Right.
And then I was like, well, here's my license, but I actually don't have any insurance. I actually just got a ticket for it recently.
Gotcha.
So if you'd be so kind to just kind of like let that one,
slide.
They're like, They're like, what about registration? You got registration? And I was like, I got a ticket for that too recently.
Gotcha.
And then so then they ended up writing me a ticket for no registration, no insurance.
Gotcha.
And they were like, why were you all up by our vehicles? You were being real sketchy. Now, I don't care how this sounds. If you've been to Prairie View, A&M, I am a minority there, okay? So they said, you were being sketchy by our vehicles. And I was like, because this is, what is it, HBCU, which means it's a black campus only.
Right.
And so I'm like, I didn't do nothing by your vehicles.
Yeah.
I don't know how I was being sketchy. They're like, well, you're getting criminal trespassing. You're never allowed back on this campus or this city again. I was like, what if I'm in trouble and need help in this city?
Right.
They're like, nope, you get no insurance, no registration, criminal trespassing. And before I knew it, I seen a tow truck driver pulling up. I said, hey, whoa, what is this? What is this?
Right.
They're like, your car's not legal. It's going with us. So my car got impounded, criminal trespassing, no insurance, no registration. If they could have fucked me any harder, they would have.
Gotcha.
They ain't got nothing better to do, so they did what they do. I was technically breaking the law.
Right, exactly.
And so now that's the story that's attached to I Hear Sirens Run.
Yeah.
It's okay. So the song cost me quite a bit of money.
Fair enough.
So if you listen to it, hopefully these streams help me get my money back for all the tickets and getting my car out of impound.
I mean, of course, like that's always the goal, right? Just to try to get the song played, which is why you're doing the promo. But I did see the music video, and it looked like you guys are having a lot of fun making it. Can you explain the process of doing that?
Great question. So my original idea with the video, I have a friend that has a police car, and I was gonna be jumping on it and doing all sorts of stuff. I even thought of doing, videos where I'm like, fuck you. But honestly, that's not the image I want to portray. I'm all about positivity, and
right.
I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why I was so confident going to the police station. Mm-hmm. Just like I've gotten a DWI while sober before, because I was confident, but Anyways,
Got it.
so I was like, you know what? Let me go to my local park, and I got like 12, 15 friends involved. But what's crazy is all the kids at the park actually wanted to be involved. And so I have a bunch of kids and adults, just every time it says, I hear sirens, run, we run around. And then, so there's two parts to the drop. It goes, it's like, it makes a noise that's repetitive, and then it does like a really heavy bass drop, just bang, and so we all just like stop in place and kind of jam. So that's the whole idea of the running at the park. Every time it says I hear sirens, run. It was a very simple, basic idea, but I've had quite a few people tell me that they loved the concept and they thought it was so creative. I'm like, man, just wait till you see what else I have, because this was a very, very, very simple, basic idea.
Definitely.
To where I can give you something, some eye candy to go with the song, for YouTube and any kind of video platform. Yep. So that was the idea of the music video.
Okay, definitely. So, I mean, because I love the track, and again, like I said, the video just seemed like really fun. Like, of course, you saw all the kids and all that, so it was kind of a cool little. I'm sure it was a cool little experience, let alone just the video coming out well. So, I guess what I want to do is kind of go back a little bit. What brought you to the scene in general? Like, what got you here to not only start DJing and producing?
Hold on. Real quick, just an honorable mention.
Okay.
The song is at number 9 on the top dubstep charts, top 100 dubstep charts, and I'm just like so proud of it.
It is, I also saw like on YouTube, it already crossed 1,000 views as well. So it's definitely doing numbers.
And what's crazy is I thought it was a throwaway track. I was not even confident in it. I thought it was. I made it 3 years ago. I was never going to release it.
Right.
But then to get in the habit of what's one man's least favorite might be the next man's favorite, to get over this whole, like, just because I'm not confident in it doesn't mean it's not going to be someone else's favorite.
Right.
I was like, let me release a song that I'm not confident in to just get that experience of, let me just start pumping songs out. And I wasn't expecting my least favorite song,
Okay.
the one that I only made in 1 hour,
Gotcha. One of those things.
to be, it's
That's
doing better
successful.
than every other song. Yeah, this successful.
Right.
So what were you saying?
Well, to stay on that point, actually, I spoke to another DJ recently, and basically what I said was that what we do is that, especially as artists in any type of category, is that we'll kind of like, we'll make something, we'll go to the top of the hill and we'll scream out like, this is like really good, like all the technical reasons for it. But then like on the way up to the hill, we might have made something we kind of just left behind. And that's the ones that people kind of pick up and start passing around to each other. It's like, hey man, this is like pretty cool. Like, who made this? And you're like up on the hill kind of looking down like, but as an artist, we have to be able to accept sometimes that those are probably the usual ones that really enamor people, because you were still in the zone when you made it. You didn't do all the bells and whistles per se, but just Hear Sirens Run is universal anyway, so just the idea of it is unique enough to get people to click on the video and try to listen to the song. And then, of course, because it was good, that's why it's garnering the attention, I would argue. So you should definitely be proud of it even with that. So that's what I will say to that. But basically what I was asking before is what brought you to DJ and produce?
Okay, so I've been making beats since I was 10 or 11. I could call my mom on the phone and she'd tell you that. I would call her into my room. I had different phases. I had a magic phase, I had a spy phase. But then once I finally got internet, because I wasn't allowed internet till probably 11 or 10.
Gotcha.
I discovered some online beat making softwares and I just started making rap beats. I never thought it was gonna be electronic, okay?
Right. Okay.
So I thought what was gonna happen is that I was gonna make beats and sell them to rap artists and that was gonna be my thing. But before I knew it, they started becoming more and more electronic, and whenever I was on YouTube and I'd make these like little YouTube playlists, I had no idea the name of the genre, but I started creating a playlist for rave music. I was totally making a playlist of like hard style, and like I mean later on I started favoring dubstep, and then came trap, but the beats started becoming more and more electronic. And once I got to high school, once I was 13, 14, 14 to 17, that no longer mattered. I did not care about making music. All I cared about was doing drugs, selling drugs, and banging chicks.
Right, exactly, yeah.
That's literally all I cared about. And so, but once I got out of high school, I had already been on probation by the age of like 21, 8 times.
Okay.
I had already gone to jail for a year. And so like, I got over that kind of life and became obsessed with business, success, my future, doing everything that makes me happy and such. And so at 23 or 24, 23, my best friend was like, dude, I know you're doing this business over here, this traveling thing where you show people and you're building a team and you're becoming like, you know, you're on your entrepreneur shit and, you know, personal development and everything's awesome. But how long have you been putting this music on hold that you say you love so much?
Right.
And then so for my birthday, April 29th, 2019, he got me a tiny little DJ board that was like this big. It's called a Newmark Party Mix.
Okay.
And I was like, whoa.
Right.
I was like, okay. And then it started the hamster wheel that has never stopped.
Gotcha.
I was like, okay, now I need to get a laptop and some speakers. Well, I was working at a company that sells healthy energy that I still drink now. I'm addicted to it, called Zip Fizz at Costco's and Sam's Clubs. Mm-hmm. So I got a couple speakers from Sam's Club. I got a laptop from my dad, because my dad would buy them, refurbish them, sell them.
Gotcha.
So from April 2019 till October, in 6 months, I had accumulated 2 speakers, laptop, and then I had this DJ controller, and then I was just playing on it. My best friend recorded a video while I wasn't paying attention and posted it around October, so it's Halloween time. A homegirl of mine goes, whoa, dude, first of all, that was so smooth.
Right.
Like that transition, everything. And second of all, I'm dating a DJ and he doesn't have as much passion as you do whenever I seen you playing it. I want to book you to DJ my Halloween party. And I was like, yeah,
Right.
I'm there. I have everything. You tell me when, I will be there. I was like, my first gig. This is awesome. Well, she goes, let's do it at my apartments. I was like, okay, I'm there. You tell me. Yes, you know, it's my first gig.
Right.
She's like, actually, they have a pool. Let's do a pool party. I was like, my first gig, a pool party. That's gonna be so dope. She's like, actually, nah, we can't do that. Didn't you say you were looking into doing Airbnb? Because I was on my entrepreneur stuff. I was trying to get into Airbnb. I was like, yes, I've been researching this a lot. She's like, let's get into a mansion. Well, I start looking into getting into a mansion, but there's so many laws and it gets real legal. It's a lot of legalities. And mind you, I had already been on probation 8 times. Like I'm someone that's now abiding by the law. I'm like, this is gonna get real complicated. Let's find something else. So what do? I go to my nearest main street, which is Westheimer, and I hit every single club and I go, yo, we got a Halloween party we wanna throw. I'm the DJ, it's gonna be popping. We're expecting like 300, 400 people, you know, selling it, right?
Right.
Well, there's one place called Lux Tavern.
Okay.
First place. They pick me up, I do my show there for Halloween, and then they have me for 3 months. Now, mind you, this was for free, and this was me DJing outside of work.
Right.
So I'd go to work 8 a.m. till, let's say, 5 p.m., and then I'd go DJ 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., or no, 9 p.m. till 3 a.m., and then get back to work at 8 a.m. until I found a place across from Stereo Live called Double Apple that wanted to do after hours. So once they would be letting out of Stereo Live at 2 a.m., I'd yell on the microphone, I know you don't want to go home, bring your asses over here. We're continuing the party. Right. So then, now my work day looked like 8 a.m. from 5 p.m. at my job, 9 to 5, right. And then I'd work 8 p.m. till 5 a.m. DJing. Right. And so people ask me, they go, how did you go full time? I'm like, there's a very, 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 very unhealthy in-between phase where you better be about that life because you're gonna lose a lot of sleep. And so at 5 a.m. when I break down and then go home and get home around 6, 7 a.m. and then have to be back at work at 8 a.m., well, thankfully it's energy.
Gotcha.
that I'm selling for my work. So I just pound this shit. It's
Yeah.
very unhealthy. Well, 3 months from October of 2019 till January 8th, 2020, I had accumulated enough gigs to have 6 gigs a week. I had a strip club call me that I had applied for. Now, I don't suggest that anyone do strip clubs because they super low ball, and it's kind of like a deal with the devil. You're distracted, bro. You can imagine. Well, they hit me up, and so January 8th, 2020, 3 months after I had my first gig, I went full time because I was putting in work nonstop. So from there, January 8th, 2020, I have been full time DJing, musician since.
Right. Okay.
And even my girl Shelby, who set up this interview, got me license plates that she's putting on my car that we got in the mail today that say January 8th, 2020 Taz, to remind me, like, that's the day that I never looked back. So that's the DJing. Well, production, I've been making music since I was, 11, I said?
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing professional production. I bought Ableton, which is about $800, and it was scary. It was so intimidating. It was like it's like the Ferrari.
Right.
I bought it, I don't know, 3 years ago, a little after I was doing my DJing, like 2021. And so I've been doing production for about 3 years professionally.
Right.
Where I take it seriously and everything like that.
And plan to make money and gotcha.
And now I'm here, finally released, because last year I released my first song, but it took me a year to release it. Because I wanted everything to be perfect.
Exactly.
I was overthinking everything. And then now I'm just like, let's just pump these songs out.
Like that's exactly how it happens. I mean, it was really nice speaking to you. I'm really excited for I Hear Sirens Run. It was lovely speaking to you, TazMayne. Anything else you want to say to the fans before we cut out?
Well, I have TazMayne wristbands, which are such a hit. They're $5. I got new TazMayne shirts. Everyone goes, you always say, remember the name TazMayne, so make that your slogan. So I got new shirts. They're $25. My next song, by popular demand, because I gave people a choice, is going to be called Blast Off, which has a whole story behind that as well. That one is going to be, I decided right before I got to this interview, it's going to be June 20th. June 20th. I'm going to drop my next song, and then, I don't know.
You'll see it from there.
Just remember the name TazMayne, because I mean, just in the past few months, just in the past few months, I've had a song hit number 9 on the top dubstep charts. I've been in multiple music videos. I performed at a festival of 15,000 people. That was like a dream.
It's moving.
It's moving. It's up. TazMayne is no one to sleep on, and that's why I say remember the name TazMayne.
Remember the name TazMayne. Well, all right. I really appreciate you taking your time out. Peace out, guys.